Folks, one of the things that we just have to talk about is something that has hit my radar and Taylor's in a big way. And that is just the chatter, noise, and volume around the dollar losing its reserve currency in very short order has gone through the roof. Taylor, I know you've gotten a lot of this. You actually did a great video off the cuff for the channel last week, which folks liked. But what are you hearing? What are you feeling? Because I certainly have my thoughts about it, but you're the guest. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so there will be more to come on this because I think this is hitting a bit of a crescendo point right now. And crescendo meaning it's going to go away.
Okay.
Because yeah, so little foreshadowing there. I do think this goes away. I don't think any of the data is backing here. What's happening in the short term that's causing this narrative to change is that a few countries are proposing that they're going to buy oil in a currency other than the US dollar. And so the petrodollar is what refers to the dollar is the basis for every bit of trade that comes in the oil market. And so now there's rumor that Saudi Arabia is going to accept Chinese yuan for payment of their dollar. Or I'm sorry, for payment of their oil. And China is the largest importer of Saudi Arabians oil. Now, there are a lot of things that go into this, and there's a lot of just nonsense that goes into it as well. So one of the things that is predicated on this fact or this ability to do this is the fact that Saudi Arabia and Iran are going to have a peace settlement between the Sunni and Shiite nations. Now, they have been fighting for literally centuries nonstop, and China is going to broker a peace deal between those two countries, which is a big strategic point of the success that's to come with this notion of the dollar being moved away from the world reserve currency. One, I think that that's pretty far-fetched to begin with, that they'll be able to do that. And then the other thing to look at with this is that the Saudis have their currency pegged to the US dollar. So it would be a very interesting move for the Saudis to then say, okay, we're willing to trade our commodity that is essentially our only economic driver whatsoever to another currency, which is the Chinese yuan. This is not the first time we've seen this argument that the Saudis are going to step away from the US dollar. There's a Barron's article from 2017 that states this is about to happen. And so, again, this is a reoccurring theme that continues to come back up. So let me shut up. I got a lot more data points that I can speak to on this, but that's just the overall crux of what's playing out right now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff. And again, you're right. I've been hearing this exact argument or topic for a better part of 5 years. And at the end of the day, I always look at it and go, who cares? Right? If I was China and the second largest economy, of course I would want to trade one of my largest imports in my own currency. It makes perfect business sense. Of course they would want to do that. Then I look at Saudi Arabia, who's, as you say, their currency is pegged to the dollar, and go, yeah, you might want to have your largest buyer. Who cares? So what?
Right.
I mean, that's kind of been my attitude for 5 years. And it just comes around every year or so that it's the next, it's good. That single decision will destroy the dollar's reserve currency. I'm like, really? That's going to be the thing
that's the point. That's the more important point, is that the dollar reserve currency is not predicated on its ability or inability to be used for oil purchases. The dollar reserve currency went back to the back to 1944. And what we had was the oh boy, I'm losing the name of it. Whatever the conference was when we got together to set up to figure out how to pay for the reparations of World War II.
Was that Bretton Woods?
That's Bretton Woods, exactly right.
Yeah.
So the dollar overtook the sterling at that point because they deemed it as the best currency, the most stable currency in the world to be able to determine who was going to pay for what all in one currency. And so then, we moved forward, and it's been since that point, and it didn't start till 1973 that the US dollar was the exclusive currency.
Yeah, then it became the petrodollar post getting off the gold reserve.
Correct. And then, so now there's this other theory out there that the BRIC countries are going to come together and set up one centralized currency.
That is comical to me. Again, if I understand the countries in this, it's Brazil. Anybody know hyperinflation? Russia, India, China, and like South America
Africa.
or something, or South Africa.
Yep. Exactly.
And I'm
So
looking at all those countries going, oh yeah, no backstabbing there. Oh my God,
yeah,
self-dealing.
exactly
Like,
right.
really? I'd have popcorn to watch that thing blow up.
I mean, like, and I'm not disparaging any of them or the Europeans at the same time, but the Europeans are nations that are this far apart. They're all very centrally located there. It's like going from, New York to Pennsylvania. That's why they needed the euro to have one currency, because it was so much exchanging going on as people were traveling back and forth. This is not the case with countries that are spread across the globe. And the fact that they're then making the argument, yeah, but listen, Taylor, here's the case. Here's the differentiator between this and the US dollar. The US dollar is no longer backed by gold, but they're going to back their currency by gold. If you add together the gold reserves that those 5 countries have, it's just over 5 tons of gold, or I'm sorry, 5,000 tons of gold. The US has 8,600 tons of gold. So why don't you create your currency, back it with a commodity that we dominate here in the United States? Because we won't be able to manipulate that at all. Like, it's just all crazy theory. And when you look at the dollar in general, the dollar was on one side of 88% of international trade.
Yeah,
So
that's the big one for me, right? It's that number. 88%. Now again,
Correct.
let's say China and Russia, or China and Saudi Arabia trade oil from now on in yuan. All right, it's 87%.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
You're not going to be able to change that probably in decades. Right.
Correct. Well, I mean, if you look back to 1989, it was 90%. So it's come down from 90% to 88% over, what is that, 4 decades?
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
3 decades,
Almost.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, you look at it and you say, it's fun to talk about. I don't even know if it's fun to talk about. I don't know why people.
This is my feeling. I told you I would give my feeling. So I believe there are parties that have personal investments in something that would benefit from the dollar becoming worthless. They benefit from creating fear. And they are maximalists, and they will do anything they can to pull on a thread of truth and make it something gigantic. They're now making $1 million bets that something's going to happen like hyperinflation in 90 days. These people are self-dealing. And that's not okay.
I totally agree. To think of yourself as self-interested in trying to force a particular asset class up in the face of this nonsense, which also, and I'm not saying that we talk to an exclusively US-based audience, but I think our audience is predominantly US-based.
Sure. That's what my numbers say.
Yeah, you can see the demographics, right? And so at the end of the day, you're rooting against yourself by trying to perpetuate this, because this might work for you in the short term. If it were actually to play out, it would not be a good thing for your investment portfolio as a whole.
If Bitcoin was $1 million in 90 days, just think about what that would really mean for everyone.
Right.
You might be a king, but everybody else would suffer.
Correct.
And again, I guess to kind of wrap this up, I want to be very clear. Could the US dollar lose the reserve currency of the world? Absolutely. Is it going to lose it?
It probably will happen at some point. Of course.
History says it will. Sterling
Correct.
was it for a long time. But is it going to happen in 90 days?
No, it's not. It's funny, that Barron's article. So there's a Barron's article on this weekend. It politely ended its argument with this quote: "At best, a yuan bloc is in early stages of forming to include Russia, North Korea, and Iran. They didn't quit." Yeah, so there you go. So then it goes on to say they didn't quit the dollar bloc; they were fired from it.
Yeah, exactly. Iran, North Korea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Guys, let's face reality here.
There you go. Well, Taylor, do me a favor. You do a great stuff. You walk around the floor. You put out a lot of great stuff. Where can people find it?
Yeah, find it at Life Goal Investments, both on TikTok and Instagram.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Appreciate you, Michael.